Hello there.
Hello, the troopers, and welcome back to General Economics Bunker. Thank you so much for joining me here on this fine Thursday night. Almost messed it up, I didn't. And man, it is a fine Thursday indeed. Ooh, we got, we got quite a bit to talk about tonight, don't we? Uh, yeah, us Star Wars fans are eating good today. All right, about time, if you ask me. About dang time. All right. So, first of all, I hope that your week has been going great. I hope that you had an awesome first and now second half of the week. But if not, hey, the weekend is just around the corner. Tomorrow's Friday. I got a day off, which is going to be awesome. Finally, it feels like I haven't had a break in last year. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining me here. And special night, I guess. And it kind of worked out because I was gonna do the stream, of course, as we always do on a Wednesday night yesterday. Um, but we actually had some family visiting and stuff like that, and I was just kind of rushing. I was like, you know what, let me just do it on Thursday night, um, and let more people, watch the episodes and stuff like that. And then we got a little bit of a present from Lucasfilms right today, and we're definitely gonna talk about that. Yeah, we got quite a bit to talk about, tonight. So once again, thank you for joining me, and I hope your week is going just amazing. All right, so we already have some people in the chat. Can you believe that? These guys are awesome. And remember, you are the Bunker Bunch, and I appreciate you greatly. So, first comment a couple hours ago, we got Juan saying hello there. What's going on, brother? Thank you so much for joining. We got Dave's Dimension saying, hey, General. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining. Got me saying hello. We got, of course, Rolando, our multiverse moderator, joining, saying, what's up? What's going on, man? Saying hi to Juan and Dave's. We got Chris from The Man Collects saying, General, what's up, sir? What's up, Bunker Bunch? I got to tell you a funny story about Chris in a little bit. Marta saying hi, thank you for joining, and Rolando saying hi to everybody again. So, uh, okay, so a little bit of a story. All right. So I was catching up on the Man Collects YouTube hunt, watching his latest one. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm sorry. It's just he puts out so much content. It's kind of crazy. Okay. So he knows this, but I will say it here publicly. I don't watch every single toy hunt. And not because I don't want to, it's just because I honestly lose track. He puts out so many so fast. And honestly, they're all pretty good. So anyway, point is that I was watching I guess the one that he had put out. What was that? Maybe like Thursday or Friday, like a week ago. And I was watching it over the weekend, I believe. Um, and in there, in there, he mentions that he's searching for a certain Marvel Legends. The Spider-Man carded ones, specifically the Scarlet Spider, Ben Riley, which is a great figure, by the way. Um, and I ended up with two. So I have two of them. And so I'm like, oh, dude, that's awesome. Like, finally, I got something he hasn't found yet. So as soon as I'm watched that part of the video, I get on Instagram, I message Chris. I'm like, hey man, I'm just catching up with your video from a couple of days ago, but don't worry about the Scarlet Spider. I got you. And couple hours later, Chris comes back and says, yeah, just watch tomorrow's video. So my man found, of course he found it, Scarlet Spider. So sorry, I was too slow. This guy had already found it. And sure enough, right, the new video comes out on Monday, which, by the way, go check out his channel here on YouTube, The Man Collects. And I was too slow. I was just too slow, man. There's just not stopping the machine that is The Man Collects. All right. So all this little story, let this be a teaching for everybody out there. Watch The Man Collects whenever he puts out a video. Okay. Because you got about 30 minutes to reach out to him if he hasn't found something and you have. All right. Otherwise, he already found it. Okay. If you message him an hour, that's it. It's gone. He already found it. He probably has several, and the video is coming out like 45 minutes later, right? So just keep that in mind. I'm just kidding, brother, but I did think it was funny. Um, I should have watched the video when it came out, and maybe I would have had a shot at actually contributing to your amazing collection. So, uh, Chris says, "I've never felt so bad about finding a figure. I really appreciate that for those, sir. Awesome of you, nah, man. Uh, I like I said, I should have known better. I should have known that no figure can elude you for more than like 2 hours. So congrats on that. We got Josue saying hi, General. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining the stream. Appreciate you. Rolando saying hi to Josue. So yeah, definitely go check out The Man Collects here on YouTube. Uh, Absolutely, without a doubt, one of the best toy hunters right now in the space. He's doing great. He's chugging along to 3K, unless you're already there right now. I haven't checked, in a couple of days, but I wouldn't be surprised if you are. Actually, you know what? Why don't we do that real quick? How do you spell YouTube? Just kidding. And now we go into the man. It's right there. And getting close, man. You are at 2.81 according to this thing. So yeah, guys, if you haven't, definitely go check out The Man Collects here on YouTube. And since I have the link open, here you go. Right there on the chat. All you got to do is click on it and hit subscribe. Trust me, guys, you will not be disappointed. This man is a freaking toy hunting machine. All right. So yeah, definitely go check him out. And let's get him to 3,000. He's so close. But so yeah, I just thought that was a little bit of a funny story, and I just wanted to share with you. We got our brother Brett from Collecting We Cool saying hello, General. What's going on, brother? I appreciate you joining, man. Thank you. Brett, guys, has been killing it with the content, not just on the Rogue 5 Cantina, which is an awesome show, and I think everybody here knows it. But just in case you don't, definitely go check him out. Rogue 5 Cantina every Sunday, 8 p.m. Central. But he's also been doing a lot with his workshop lab tinkerer space. I kind of dig it, man. Like, you're trying out new stuff and letting us be part of it, so I appreciate that. Always very cool stuff. Hit him up. He's starting to build some cool products, so if there's something in there that you might be interested, make sure that you hit up Brett here on Collecting with Cool. We got Edson from our brothers from Mandalore Express saying, hello, what's going on, man? Appreciate you. The man says, I'm at 2810, I think. Man, so close to you're gonna be there in like a couple of days for sure. We got Vader's girl. What's going on? Long time no see. Appreciate you joining, Kat. Thank you so much. Brett says 5 channels again. Yeah, man, you are absolutely nuts. So make sure that you guys are subscribed to all 5, okay? Check it out. Oh, hey, we got OBP Kenobi Relic saying hello there, everyone. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you. All right, guys. So, like I said, we definitely got a lot to talk about today. Let's jump right in. So, I want to talk about this. I don't know if you guys have seen this already or not, but our friend of the channel here, Michael Havens, the creator of the ICCC, the Imperial Commissary Convention, um, and the Facebook group, of course, Imperial Commissary, has a new project going on, which is this one here, International Collectibles Show. So basically, what it does, it's like a traveling show. So they'll go into different towns, and they'll basically take a look at your collectibles and give it sort of an appraisal. So this is the pilot episode. This is kind of the format. You bring in your toys, they tell you what it is in case you don't know, and they look at this, look at that tin toy. It's amazing. And they kind of give you a value on it. And so this episode was pretty fun. You had the sweet old ladies. She had actually like a golden A-wing, which I thought was really really cool looking. And so, like I said, they definitely are reaching out there, into the community, bringing some of the collecting stuff, or the collecting community together. This is everybody here is local, to the first, like I said, to the first town they were in. This guy had some cool post office Universal Monster figures, which I thought was pretty rare, and some very cool stuff. Of course, the last gentleman here brought in some vintage Star Wars toys that were actually there or his kids, which his kids are like 50 years old. He mentions it in the video. So super interesting. Very very cool content. So make sure that you check it out. Again, let him know that the good general sent you. And here is the link. So make sure that you check it out. Make sure that you are subscribed, and make sure that you stay tuned for the second part of the pilot episode. IC Roadshow, very cool concept. I think I like the outreach for the community, and the fact that they also give you, like I said, a sort of an appraisal, right, of your collectibles or your toys. So some people were pretty shocked, to learn the value of what they've been storing for a long time, really. Some of these people, of course, have had stuff, just stashed away for for decades, some of them. So I thought it was a pretty cool concept. I like it. And again, friend of the channel, Michael Havens. So make sure that you check it out. Make sure that you subscribe, and make sure that you comment. Let him know that General Kenobi sent you. Let's catch up with the chat. Ooh, oh, I'm falling behind already. Nice. All right, thank you guys. So we got Ricardo. What's going on, man? Saying, "Hey, General, I hope you're doing well. I just have to say my apologies for not being in here much. So I would like, hello everyone, chat. Hey, man, don't you apologize for that. Don't worry about it. I know you support, and I appreciate that. If you can be here, I appreciate it. If not, there's no worries on that. So I hope that you're doing good, man. Vader saying hi to Ricardo. Ricardo saying hi to Cat. OBP saying hi to Ricardo also. Ricardo saying hi to OBP. Rolando saying hi to everybody that came in and collecting with cool. Ricardo saying hi to Rolando. Rolando saying hi to Edson. And we got our brother Elijah saying, "What's up, General?" And Bunker Bunch. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining. Man, like I said, we eating good today. Okay. Hey, Brett, says Ricardo. Juan says, "Hey guys, how you doing?" OBP saying hi to Rolando as well. Vader saying hi um to Lando, which I'm assuming is Rolando. I like that. Rolando saying hi to Elijah, and Elijah saying Rolando. Ricardo saying hi to Flex as well. Flex returning the hi. We got Figure in the house saying hi, General Kenobi's Bunker. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming in, saying hi to everybody. Thank you, thank you. Okay, next topic. All right. So I know that this stream is technically for the Bad Batch, all right, and we are gonna talk about these two episodes because, spoiler alert, they're pretty good. Okay, but before that, guys, I gotta talk about this, and I think everybody here knows what I mean. We got a trailer for the new animated short uh, that's gonna come out on Disney Plus on May the 4th, which is coming in, guess what, in a month. So that I'm assuming that's why they dropped this. No hint, no nothing. They just gave us the art and then dropped the trailer. So we got Tales of the Empire. That's right, in the same style as Tales of the Jedi. These shorts are gonna be interesting. Okay, so animation is cooking for sure, and I kind of wanna talk about this one because I'm actually pretty excited. I'm actually pretty excited on this one. I love Tales of the Jedi. I think pretty much everybody did. Were they all perfect? No, but the overall stories were so good. Even the Ahsoka ones, I actually think the Ahsoka ones were probably like the weakest, and they were pretty good. But just the Dooku stuff was just amazing. Okay, but they're coming back with it, and I'm not too sure. Somebody here in the chat, let me know. But I'm not too sure if this is meant to be a like a spin-off, right, of Tales of the Jedi, or if this is supposed to be season two of Tales of the Jedi, quote unquote. Um, but it looks great. What do you guys say we take a look real quick? And just in case you haven't seen it, and I don't know how you avoided it all day because this has been everywhere. I think we should give it a watch. So let me rearrange here a little bit. So this is the trailer for Tales of the Empire.
Why do you seek imperial favor?
Look
Years
at that.
ago, my people were all but destroyed.
It's the massacre of Dathomir.
My anger
Why does the fire keep looking
gives
so
me
good?
strength.
That's
strength.
interesting.
I
The
offer
survivors,
the Empire.
it seems like
Offer accepted.
more survive, May 4th. There it is.
I'm here to present you with an
Oh, this is
opportunity,
awesome.
Varys.
There is Ophi.
Just be glad you're not a Jedi anymore.
I love that.
Your path is set, Morgan Elspeth.
All right, turn up
I will
droids.
fulfill my destiny.
Got the best car spear. Grand Inquisitor
Mercy
looking good.
only breeds defeat. But I will help you overcome this weakness.
Very cool.
Attack!
Oof, blood, dude. I love that. I love it.
Help to change things.
Everything comes at a cost.
So that's where we first saw her in The Mandalorian, the planet.
My
Grievous.
world has been burning
Come on. That's freaking
since
awesome.
I was a child. You cannot stop what has begun.
What? Who is that? Does anybody know?
Now you must face one final test. To join us.
That's so cool.
It is time you meet your new master.
Oh boy. Marek and Birdface.
Long live the Empire.
I love that. So freaking cool. Um it looks good. Okay, it looks good. Knowing how good they did with Tales of the Jedi, I'm hopeful. Okay. Um yeah, so I was watching Archer a little while ago, and he brought up a good point, and we've said it here too. But Dave Filoni is pretty good at giving us stuff that we know already happened, right? But we haven't seen it. Tales of the Jedi was a lot like that, right? When he told us the story of Dooku, we kind of knew it, right? We kind of known it for a while, but it was so different to see it, right? It was so good too. And I kind of think this is where the story of Morgan Elsbeth, for example, I think he might go that route as well. Again, we kind of know the character from the Mandalorian and Ahsoka. Um, I'll be honest with you, the character didn't really wow me that much. It was interesting, that she was a Night Sister. We didn't really know that at the time of the Mandalorian. But how do you call it? But showing I guess the flashback, showing um, how she joined the Empire. And one real little detail that I liked is that Thrawn is shown, and he's not a Grand Admiral yet. So I'm wondering how long they've been, working together. But the style is, of course, the animation style is, of course, the same as Clone Wars. Barris Offee looks great. The Grand Inquisitor looks really good, and I think it is. I think that the same voice actors are coming back, so that's freaking cool. Let me catch up here with the chat because the chat is on fire tonight, and I appreciate each and every single one of you. Once again, thank you for joining me. Let's see, where are we? Wow. Um, OBP saying Tales of the Empire. Yes, sir. Flag saying that trailer is just bad. Oh, dude, it's good. It is good. Ricardo saying I'm so behind in the Bad Batch. That's all right, man. This is the last season, technically, as in the final season. I mean, so you're gonna have time to catch up. I watched Tales of the Empire 3 times. It looks amazing. It does. It really does. It looks so fun. Figure saying Ricardo, it's okay. A great time to catch up with a few episodes to enjoy. Yeah, that is true. Elijah saying more like a prequel uh to Ahsoka to maybe, right? Maybe you're right. Uh Perhaps some element of the story of Morgan Elsbeth, will come through in Ahsoka season 2. Also, Merrick was in that shot, with the Inquisitors. and we know him from Ahsoka. But I'm wondering if Barris makes it out alive out of this short, maybe we'll get to see her in Ahsoka somehow. I know it's kind of far fetched because the timeline is it's kind of stretched out, right? We're stretching out what, like 12, 15 years. So who knows? But could be. Ricardo's gonna take a few early to catch up. It's like a prequel to Ahsoka. I think part of it will be, yes. I think it's just the other side from Tales of the Jedi. Better name, Stories of the Sith. Yeah, so I was kind of hoping for something like that. Um, because it makes sense. I would love to see something with Plagueis, even if it's just shorts. I would love to see some of Palpatine's training. I think that would be pretty cool. And maybe even, uh, a little bit of Darth Maul's training. We saw something like that before. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of Vader. I know that Vader is kind of maybe being used a little bit much lately. I still don't mind it because it's been done right. Like on the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, I love Vader in there. But it would be kind of cool to see some of the stuff that's been going on in the comic books with Vader. Regarding how he tries to break into the Force and bring back Padme and things like that. That would be pretty interesting to see. Rolando says Morgan origin story. Yeah, it definitely looks like it. Juan saying looks amazing. Ricardo says, do you recognize the little tendrils? It's the fourth sister. It is the fourth sister, yeah. Um, and I was a little bit surprised. She kind of looks very similar to Barry's. Um, OBP saying, but is the fourth sister Barry's? No, I don't think so. They were in the shot, in several shots together. Rolando saying, I want all the Star Wars books turn into cartoon series movies. Hey, I'm right there with you, dude. Like I said, the animation, right? It's looking great, and there's definitely some good stories to be told. Ricardo saying, I don't think so, Obi. Obi says, yeah, same here. Fourth sister looks too different. But glad we finally get to see what happened to Barry Sophie after Clone Wars, right? Because in case you guys don't remember, Barry Sophie, betrayed and basically framed Ahsoka, right, in season 5. But then season 6 and season 7, for that matter, happened, and we didn't really know what happened to her. So I am definitely looking forward to this one. It's cool to see the Grand Inquisitor and Vader from the Clone Wars animation style, dude. Right? About time. I mean, we saw Vader for a little bit, that final shot of Clone Wars, but not the Grand Inquisitor. So it's gonna be interesting. Exactly, Obi says Ricardo. Okay, so I think it's fair to say that we're all excited, right? Tales of the Empire looks fun. May 4th. I kind of like that we're going into the dark side, of course, because we got Acolyte coming in June. So I kind of like that they're kind of prepping us and like, hey, you should be really paying attention to the dark side right now. It's kind of the way we're gonna go. So I'm all for it. The trailer looks great. It's got me excited. Um, I'm ready. I'm ready for good Star Wars. Okay, I think Archer said it earlier too. But in that same sort of vein, let's finally jump into our review today. So we are gonna be talking about Bad Batch, episode 10 and 11. So Identity Crisis and Point of No Return. Now, guys, if this is your first time here on the debrief, the way that we do it is we'll go through the episode. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but we're gonna go through it. Show a few clips or a few images, and then we're gonna talk about it. So, if you haven't seen the episode, this is your warning to maybe go watch the episodes and come back. If you like to exit the stream, I won't hold it against you. But what I'm trying to say is that from this point forward, we are going to be talking about spoilers. Okay, we're going to be showing spoilers. So if you don't want to have stuff spoiled, again, you can watch this on the replay. And let me tell you, those of you watching right now on the replay, you are also part of the Bunker Bunch, and I appreciate you. So there it is, right there at the bottom. Bad Batch spoilers coming up. Okay, let that be your warning. If you don't want to learn what happened on this week's episodes, we got 2 episodes, by the way. This is your point of exit. So if you want to pause the stream and come back later, by all means. Or if you just want to hang out, even though you haven't seen it, I appreciate you. Totally cool. But I'm going to take a little bit of time just to remind you guys to follow us over on Facebook at General Kenobi's Bunker. We are also on Instagram, general.kenobis.bunker. Same thing on TikTok at general_Kenobi's Bunker. And we also have a second channel here on YouTube called El Bunker del General Kenobi, where we produce content in Spanish. So I would appreciate it if you check us over all of those links and all of those social media. Check out the Spanish channel. And I posted a quick unboxing of a ship from Battlestar Galactica on the main channel. Let me know what you guys think, because I'm really really thinking about buying the Galactica from that collection. I like those ships. I've always liked those ship designs. I'm a huge fan of the TV series. Um, and yeah, check it out. Let me know what you guys think. So here we got. Let's see. Man, chat is on fire tonight. I'm getting a little bit lost. Where are we? Um, Here. So OBP saying Barris did point out some of the failings, shortcomings of the Jedi, and how they were not serving the people. No, I agree. She wasn't completely wrong, to be honest with you. She made sense. Ricardo saying, General, your collection room looks amazing. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Thank you. It's kind of a mess, off camera, but thank you, man. I've been trying to do a better job this time around. Rolando saying, Cat streaming on unboxing later tonight. Oh, awesome. So check it out, Vader's Girl. The link is right there, thanks to Rolando. So if you check that out, you can join the stream. Ricardo saying, I'm staying. All right, man. I appreciate you, man. But like I said, I just had to give a warning to everybody. Juan saying 2.2. Congrats, man. Yeah, man. It's kind of crazy. The subs, have been coming in, pretty strong. So thank you everybody for that, for the support. We're still not doing too hot on the watch hours, but we'll get there eventually. So I appreciate it, man. The man collect saying, "Oh, I gotta watch the Battlestar ship it. I missed that one. Love that show, dude. Right? It was such a good show, so ahead of its time too, and yet kind of current at the same time." OBP saying, "Look cool. I didn't know Eagle Moss made stuff from Battlestar. I have a few of the Star Trek ones, dude. They made a lot of Star Trek ones, like a lot. Like you can build a fleet out of all the models they made. But they did make quite a bit actually for Battlestar. Um, and they made, I think, a total of 4 different Battlestars. So I would love to get a 4, but realistically, I have the Pegasus. I would love Galactica. That's priority. Then maybe the Valkyrie. I saw it kind of cheap the other day. It was like $60, which is not bad for those models. But Galactica is like twice as much as that. So I'm like, I need to kind of find it at a good price. I will be there, Cat, says Ricardo. All right. So we got a lot to cover, guys. It's 2 episodes. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to go a little bit fast on this ones. All right. Just so that we can talk about it. So again, if you haven't seen it, this is your last warning. We are about to go into spoiler territory. All right. 3, 2, 1. I warned you. Here we go. Okay. So we are on episode 10 of the final season, and this one is called Identity Crisis. I don't like the way I look here. How about nope, too much? There we go. That's better. All right, so we are on undisclosed location. I gotta tell you, both episodes have a similar shot at the beginning. And I kind of love the way that the little towns or cities look. So here we go. We got a sort of quiet little town in the mountains. We got a market. We got a mom and a son or daughter. I'm not sure. Alien creature who's got a little toy. They're out in the market and stuff. And then it seems that a vase or a jar comes flying off, almost hits this dude over here, and he asks, "Hey, who threw that?" And he's like, "No, it was the baby." And he's like, "Come on, man, he can barely lift it." And he's like, "No, we saw it." And he's like, "You know what? That kid is weird. So let's just go." But our good friend here is like, that is interesting. So he places a call saying, "Hey, I got a tip for a class 1 bounty hunter. I think this kid is gonna interest you." And then, of course, we're back to Tantus because, it's Bad Batch. It's got to be on Tantus. Again, I just want to take like 2 seconds to praise how good these backgrounds and the vegetation and even these mountains back here look like this animation is just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we're back on Tantus. Hemlock is looking at what seems to be, one of the his operatives, those dark shadow troopers type of thing. And then we got here, um, we have Emery coming in and saying, "Hey, we're kind of getting behind because Nala say, is incarcerated." To which Hemlock said, "Yeah, I mean, we don't trust her anymore, so I can't, we can't really advance." And she's like, "Well, how about making me the new, like, giving me a promotion and basically I'll take over Nala say." And she's like, "I've kind of earned it." And Hemlock's, "You know what? You're right. Like, I'll do it." So he's like, "You're gonna have access to all this stuff. You're gonna have access to the vault." And so finally we get to go inside the vault. And lo and behold, inside we get children. Interesting point for me here. We have non-human children, right? We got aliens, all three children, and uh, of course, as I think everybody here knows, they have a high M count. What that means is that they have high midichlorians. Let's just say the word, okay? Let's just say it, okay? They have high midichlorians, so in other times they probably would have been recruited and would have taken to the Jedi Temple. Okay, so immediately Emery starts to sort of question, why are we using children? Hemlock's like, hey, well, they're easier to acquire and they don't really, fight as much as adults would. So they're constantly taking blood samples out of these kids, and um, they have them, doing like puzzles and stuff like that. So very Stranger Things type of thing, type of setting. Um, but he does say something that I thought was very, very interesting here and plot point. Let me see if I can catch it.
Of why they're here.
Because I wanna get it.
As you know.
Here, he says, as you know, M count cannot be directly replicated from the source. What that means is that basically you cannot clone, right, midichlorians. But then he says,
M count cannot be directly replicated from the source.
however, Nala knew of another way, which is why she ate an Omega's escape. Come on, get to it. Here, the young clone's blood is the only binder that's proven to be compatible. So to me, and we had said this before here on the show, it may be not so much that Omega's blood has midichlorians, right? Because you can find people with midichlorians all over apparently, especially children. But it's the fact that her blood helps other beings absorb the midichlorians from another source. I think that's really the key here. So I like that they finally spelled it out. Basically confirming my theory and others' theories, of course, that's really the special part about Omega's blood, right? So it says with their DNA to recreate their M count levels. So it kind of seems that she's the special ingredient to be able to transfer midichlorians. All right. So he's of course saying, we got to be prepared once we get her back. And this little girl approaches Emery, and Hemlock's like, hey, don't engage with them. Like they're just scientific assets, nothing more. She's like, all right. So back into the planet where we first began, we got mom and kid. But then the mom sort of starts getting, a little bit antsy, like something's gonna happen. We hear some spurs at the door, and then sure enough, we get good old Cad Bane bursting in, stunning the mom. Then, we got our trusted Toto performing the midichlorian test, which, I guess it's too expensive maybe for the clones, or well, I shouldn't say the clones. It's maybe too expensive for Asajj Ventress. Maybe she could have gotten one of these, quick testers at the pharmacy, tested Omega, and called it a day. But, we got what we got. Anyway, of course, the result yields positive, and they get the kid into a sort of like portable crate. Sorry, um, not as nice as the one that Grogu has, with the Mandalorian. Like this one's kind of rough looking. Anyway, he throws some money at the dude that give him the tip, about the kid, and then we're back into Tantis. So she's going, performing tests and all that. Um, the little girl is like, "Oh, Nala say was meant to find out when I could go home." Then we got this kid, and he sees an opportunity, and he kind of jets, to the door. Of course, the door doesn't really work. Remember, each iPad is different. Oh, sorry, datapad, my bad. And they're like, "Hey, no, like, calm down." The clone commandos come in, Scorch, of course, and they're like, "Nope, like, stun him, throw him in his room." And Emery is like, "Hey, that wasn't necessary." And of course, the clones are like, "Hey, that was protocol." Anyway, um, the little girl asks about her friend. She's like, "Nah." Emery is like, "Nah, he's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it." And then Emery actually goes to talk to Nala. Nala says like, "Oh, so you've been promoted. Now you get to see what's in the vault. Now it's up to you to take care of those kids." Um, and she's like, "Well, I'm not that powerful. I can't really do much." And so Nala says like, "You sure about that one?" Like, but um, anyway, she kind of just jets out of there. Okay, so here I wanted to point something out. Let me see if I can catch it
Commander Scorch.
here. So Hemlock tells her, we're gonna get basically a new specimen, and he finally drops. I don't know that he's actually called Scorch, but there it is. He says Commander Scorch is departing here shortly, which I thought was kind of cool. I'm like, finally, Hemlock said Scorch. Again, let me know in the chat if you guys remember another point where Hemlock said Scorch. I don't know why, but I liked it. Okay, moving on. Of course, we're talking about receiving the Cat Bane, the kid that he captured. So she's like, "Oh, I'll go with her because it's important for me to receive um, the specimen, so it's not damaged, all of that stuff." Hemlock actually talks to Tarkin. Tarkin looking and sounding good, of course, as usual. My man is on point. Basically, he's saying, "Hey, you're asking for a whole lot of money, and nobody really knows what you're doing." To which Hemlock says, "Hey, what I'm doing is of importance to the Emperor personally, so don't worry about it. All I need right now is the money." So uh, Tarkin is okay. You'll get your money, but if you don't, provide good results, then it's gonna be pretty bad for your program and for you. Next up, so we got this cool, I guess, graphical representation of some of those shadow troopers. I am curious, and everybody, like, let me know what this is off to the side. It looks like a spear type of thing, but I'm not sure if that's what it is. So he communicates with the one that we've been seeing before, the one that basically took down Rex's squad. And he mentioned something here. It's like, "I tracked down the Trandoshan and pulled out some intel out of her." So is Sid dead? Did Sid get tortured, by the shadow operative, and maybe she's out, of the picture because we haven't seen her all season, not even her name really. And all of a sudden we get, the shadow operative saying, "Yeah, so I had to pull some information out of her." And basically that points out to a pirate where, they have done dealings with. So we got this very, very cool shot here. Check this out. We got a space station above, Coruscant, and we have, of course, these guys are meeting up with good old Cat Bane right there. They receive, the kid, um, Dr. Carr, as she likes to be called, Inspector. She's like, "Hey, this one's kind of pretty young, And Scorch is like, "All right, well, it's gonna be less trouble for you then, because he won't be able to attack you." She does the same test, blood test, same results. Um, and then I like this little line that so Emery asks Cat Bane, "Where did you acquire these children?" And he says, "Asking questions like that give away more than you think." I absolutely love that line. Like it is it's good. All right, that's good writing right there. So he dismisses her, he's like, hey, give me my money and I'm out. I'll talk to you next time. Back on Tantis, we got the new specimen, right? And they're sort of, processing him. Um, Next thing is, the little girl is kind of upset with Emery because the boy that tried to escape is actually gone. So it's standard protocol for them to confine him for, I think, 2 or 3 days, something like that. So she's upset that they took him away. Anyway, they'll go to sleep. She actually pulls out a secret stash where she keeps the doll that Omega had made. So, showing she does have a bit of a soft spot. Next morning, when the little girl wakes up, she has the doll right there on her doorstep. And then that's basically it. Okay. Uh, so episode episode 10 already, which is nuts. We're into the double digits. So we only got very few left, honestly. Too few for my taste. But this episode, what does everybody think? Even though it was a quote unquote, I would say a slower episode for sure, I kind of liked it because it made us kind of cringe a little bit, don't you think? Like, at any time you're kind of messing with children, it makes you feel like, oh, that's kind of rough to watch. And to be honest with you, I'm I think we were kind of overdue for this one. Uh, it's awesome to see that the Empire just doesn't care, who these kids are, like, at all. Of course, we know that Hemlock is a very calculating guy. He's a scientist first and foremost. But it's kind of cool to see how the word is starting to spread, saying, hey, if you know of any force sensitive child, you can make some good money, right? And nobody cares what happens to these kids. So we got Emery, who I feel it's a little bit late. I think it's a little bit late to sort of be developing her character. We've seen her since season 2, and she hasn't really grown, uh, you know, or have even that much like screen time. Me personally, I wish we've gotten this episode earlier in the season. I think it would have been a lot better. Let me catch up here with the chat before we jump into the next episode here. Let's see. Juan saying episode 10 and 11 must have been 5 and 6. Like, feel like a normal season and not a final one. Yep, I agree. Two great, but great 2 episodes, by the way. They are. They kind of are. OBP saying, I keep an eye out for Eagle Moss Battle Stars at my LCS for a good price. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thanks. Ricardo saying, it's Filoni. The animation will always be on point. Yeah, man. I mean, they do a great job now. So yeah, again, I like, we finally get to see what's inside the vault. I think we all kind of knew what it was. The other, the specimens and stuff like that. I still want to see what's in those chambers, right? Remember the ones that the Emperor visited, the ones that Nalase and Hemlock visited too. I'm still thinking they're like frozen Jedi, or frozen younglings maybe. But this was good for sure. So we know they're keeping force sensitive children on. So for the sake of time, let's I'll just give my rating on this one. I'm like at a solid 8. Like I said, it not a whole lot of action. Again, even if I'm being completely honest, even Cat Bane doesn't really like excite me that he was there. It just makes sense that he was. He's cool to see, for sure. It's always good to see him. But like I said, it wasn't like a wow moment for me. It's just like, oh yeah, like Cat Bane would take that job for sure. But uh, I'm more enjoying that we finally get to see kind of like how bad the Empire is, right? Like how really they don't care, right? Like they're not nice. Okay, so tell you what, let's just jump right into the second episode, which is episode 11, Point of No Return. Um, so yeah, let's talk about this one now. So very similarly, we start off at a very cool shot, and again, I love these shots right here. Check that out. That looks amazing. Come on, that looks so good. Um, Visually, of course, never complaining about these shows. So here we are, sort of like a docking or space station that probably on an asteroid, maybe a moon. Um, we get a couple, like this ship, and we finally get Phoebe. I didn't realize we haven't really seen Phoebe in live, right, person, all season. We saw a bit of a hologram, a few episodes back, but that's about it. So I don't know. It didn't really click to me that we haven't even seen her. So episode 11 seems kind of late for that. Anyway, so she gets there. She's having an argument with his droid, and then we see the shadow operative that's been tracking her. Again, based on the information given by Sid. So I don't know if Sid, is out. So the shadow operative infiltrates the her ship, and he basically makes a copy of the, I guess, where that ship has been. And don't break on me. And look at that, it looks so good. And by doing so, he's able to follow her, or actually not necessarily follow her, just find out where the ship has been, even though it's encrypted. um it's still, he can still decode it. So he gives a report to Scorch saying the Trandoshan intel paid off, and basically saying that he's heading to what seems to be the base, right, for the ship, or a planet where the ship has been several times. So he's gonna go ahead and confirm that the target is there. And of course, Scorch is like, "Hey, I got a full division ready to go, man. Just say the word." So, I kind of like the ship, by the way. Very covert looking. So up here, back in Pablo, we got Bad Batch stacking up, loading up the Havoc Marauder, because they kind of know that they gotta go, right? After what happened with Asas Ventress, they're kind of taking it to heart, saying, "Hey, no, you're right. Like we do have to go." I love this, seeing the clone cadets, from episode, what was that, episode 2 of this season, just eating some ice cream, finally living like a teenager's life. I actually thought this was a cool little cameo. Anyway, so Omega is going with the mayor's daughter into the vault, right, of treasures, and I thought this was cool right here. She's actually leaving Tech's glasses, or goggles, and I don't know, like I'm starting to get convinced that Tech might actually be dead, and if so, I'm all for it. It should be. Anyway, she leaves that, and she leaves her little doll thing, the one that she used to keep on the ship, and she's saying, "Hey, we'll, you know, this is the closest that we felt to home, so it just feels right to leave it here." Um, there's an alert of an approaching ship that Wrecker, kind of misses, and the shadow operative basically, which, by the way, he basically lands at the exact same spot as Asajj Ventress, and I'm like, guys, like, s- a freaking Sith, or almost Sith assassin already snuck up on you. You know where she landed. You know how she got in. Why wouldn't you place at least like a sensor or an alarm or a little camera there? Like, like that's just lazy, guys. Like, exactly where they can get you from. Anyway, so the shadow operatives, ship, which is mean looking, by the way, basically lands at that same spot. He goes out, and he's doing some reconnaissance. So Hunter gets like a bad feeling. He's like, "I think it's pretty much time to go." The shadow operative, gets confirmation that Omega is there. He asks for instructions to Commander Scorch. He's like, "Hey man, if they're getting your way, take him out. The only thing that matters is the little girl." We finally get Fat Mace Windu back. It's been a while since we've seen the mayor, and so good to see. He's basically saying bye, all of that stuff. Everyone's saying their goodbye, but the operative basically prioritizes grounding them, right? So he places bombs into the Havoc Marauder. Wrecker finds out, like sees him last minute, grabs Gonki, and off they go. Still gets hit, with the explosion. He gets, to the ocean. So of course everybody rushes. They're like, all right, we're under attack. We see all three clones, um, that we saw on the second episode. I love that they're wearing, kind of like beach outwear, like something like an actual teenager would wear, right? But of course, Hunter makes use of them. He's like, hey, get record to the medic, um, stay hidden, all that stuff. And then this happens here. I love this scene. So you hear the rumbling. Slowly he looks up. And then boom, look at that shot right there. Venator class Star Destroyer right on top of Pabu. Ah, I love that. So this reminds me, of course, of Jeddah, right, from Rogue One, and it reminds me, of course, of Ahsoka when Admiral Thrawn gets to the witches, sanctuary. So I absolutely love this shot. It makes it look so mean, foreboding because it's surrounded by dark clouds and all that stuff. Anyway, a bunch of clones and troopers start landing in some of those gunships, colorless, mind you. So they're like, hey, here we are. Let's start searching. And they start blasting all of the little boats and stuff so that nobody can really leave the town. The operative's like, hey, we gotta find her. She's gotta be brought alive. Fat Mace Windu's like, hey, what are you doing this? Like, this is not nice. And I kind of like the response from the operative, basically saying, I haven't even started doing stuff, man. So just like step aside, or trust me, it's gonna get a lot worse. Of course, they start raiding houses, things like that. Omega goes up to the mayor's office, or house, I should say, where Wrecker is being taken care of. Um, and Hunter tries to go steal a ship since they blow up the Marauder. Crosshair actually sticks out with Omega. So we got some of those troopers. Hunter manages to get into one of the ships, right? Knocks out the guys in the cargo hold, and then the pilot says like, hey man, I can't shake him, like I'm compromised. And so the operative, he's like, I got you, but being pretty cold, by the way. Boom, he shoots the freaking pilot, man, right in the neck, which I thought was gnarly. Like, dude just, went for the kill shot right away. So, yes, he could have shot, at Hunter, but if you notice, at the angle, of the shot here, let me see if I can grab it. Come on. Because I was thinking about that earlier too. Right there. So Hunter is actually like over here inside the hold, and the wing of the ship is actually providing cover. So the operator basically has no shot, so he goes for the second best, which is the pilot, so that the ship basically comes crashing down into the ocean. Hunter and Crosshair and Omega are basically saying, hey, like, I don't know what we're gonna do. Omega's like, you know what? I'm just gonna turn myself in, and that way, we stop the people from suffering, but also we can finally get the coordinates to Tantis. To which Crosshair is like, they're gonna search you for a tracker, and she's like, that's fine. I'm gonna have one anyway. Let them have it, but you can put a tracker on the ship that takes me away. Crosshair is like, I don't like this plan, and she's like, well, what else we got, right? So they kind of go with it. They're harassing all the citizens, and then finally Omega kind of turns herself in, right? And she's like, yeah, leave these people alone, they're innocents. And the operative's like, yeah, well, we should have thought about that before hiding here. Which, again, I kind of like the lines a lot on this episode for the operative. He's got some nice comebacks. Hunter, of course, survives. And then, we got some of the destruction. Omega gets put into the operative's ship, like so. Crosshair is following her, of course, to try to put that tracker. But as
It acquired.
let me see here if I can catch the moment. So as it's coming up, that they're about to leave. No, I think I went too far. Oh yeah, here. So I like that design. That design looks good. Looks kind of Mandalorian actually. So Crosshair, takes aim. He shoots and he misses because he had to dispatch some troopers that were harassing him. So I thought that was kind of cool. So we see, Omega at the cargo hold of the operative, and basically, off they go into hyperspace. So that's kind of it on that one. I have to say that last shot of Omega looking very determined. I'm wondering if she had like an extra tracker or something like that. That maybe they didn't really say, right? So maybe she has a plan. She looked very determined, like I said. But I did like that Crosshair was scrambling to shoot the tracker onto the ship, and he didn't quite make it. Okay, talking a lot. Let me know, what did you guys think about this episode? Point of no return. It seems that Omega is going back to Tantis. Um, do we have a massive rescue mission brewing, where basically everybody comes in Avenger style and to rescue her and the rest of the clones? Maybe even some of the kids that are in the vault. Maybe that's why we got to know them in the previous episode. We might be losing some of them too, which would be cool. Um, so after this one, if I remember correctly, there's only what, five? Nah, take that back. 4 episodes, maybe. Let me double check real quick. But yeah, we don't have a lot of episodes left, to be honest. So I'm wondering, how are we gonna start wrapping this up? So next episode, episode 12 on April 10th, is called Juggernaut. And let me see if we get a full count here. Yes, so we got 4 episodes left, guys. 4. I gotta be honest with you, that kind of seems like we wasted a lot of episodes. Okay, we've gotten 3 really good ones in a row, which I'm glad. We needed that. Um, I like both of these episodes. Let me just make that clear. This episode, I liked it too, but again, kind of like we were saying earlier, these 2 episodes should have been way earlier in the season, like at least 3 episodes ago or so, maybe more, for it to kind of make sense and for us to still get time to get resolution, to close out some arcs. Now we're down to 4 episodes, so I don't know if that's going to be enough. I'm sure they're going to be great episodes because they kind of have to be honest with you. But yeah, so we got Juggernaut on April 10th. We got Into the Breach on April 17th. We got Flash Strike on April 24th, which kind of sounds like a botched attempt at a rescue mission at Tantis. And then the last one is called The Cavalry Has Arrived on May 1st. So there it is. Season/series finale. So we'll see. I really do hope they deliver. Like I said, these past 3 episodes have been great, but yeah, it just kind of feels like a little bit too late, to be honest with you. So OBP saying, I think Emery is going to betray the Empire, and that's how Hunter and the others will find Mount Tantis. Probably. I can see that happening. OBP says, I like both episodes, but there's only 4 left. I know. OBP says, Record says, smash that like button. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. And yeah, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys go ahead and hit that like button here, so that lets the mythical YouTube algorithm know that we are doing a good job, that we're having fun, that we are actually having a good Star Wars week, kind of, right? I'm kind of here for it. I kind of do like it. So yeah, guys, what do you think about both these episodes? On this one, It was good. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed that things are not going great for the Bad Batch. Finally, I enjoyed that they finally found Pabu. We kind of knew that was going to happen with the Harbinger. Uh, when Asajj Ventress kind of told them, "Hey, the Empire's not going to stop. You're not as safe as you think." And sure enough, right, the Empire shows up. So I definitely like that. Score wise, I think I'm gonna give it like an 8.5 out of 10. It's pretty good. Good music too, by the way. And like I said, I kind of just feel like we're a little bit overdue for something like this. If this would have been episode like 5 and 6, I think this season would have been insane, right? But no, we're all the way up to 10 and 11 already, double digits, and we only got 4 left. So obviously, we're not gonna wrap up everything, or I don't think. Um, I'll be very surprised if they manage to wrap up everything in 4 episodes. They might pull it off. I kind of hope they do, but I will be surprised. So there it is. Thank you for sticking out with me. Like I said, we kind of had to rush this ones because it was 2 episodes, but there's so much good stuff, to talk about tonight. So I appreciate you bearing with me. Thank you so much for everybody that joined here the stream. Um, Again, let me know in the comments. Let me know you on the rewatch. What did you score episodes 10 and 11 of Bad Batch final season? So, pretty good. Like I said, this is more of what I expected to see. I kind of hope we keep up the pace. I kind of hope we don't waste another episode with only 4 left. I really, really hope they don't. I'm gonna be mad if they do. Figure Fever says, great live stream. Good night, General Kenobi Bunker, and everyone in the chat. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for joining. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining me here on this fine Thursday night. I hope that you guys have an awesome rest of the week. Tomorrow's Friday, so that should be helpful, right? Don't forget to hit that like here on the stream. Subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much if you already have. Go check us out on social media. We'll do that real quick. That's our Facebook right there, General Kenobi's Bunker. That's Instagram, general.kenobis.bunker. That's TikTok at general_Kenobis_bunker. And check us out on the second YouTube channel, El Bunker del General Kenobi, where we produce content in Spanish. I'm actually about to drop my live reaction to the Tales of the Empire trailer on that channel. So make sure that you check that out. Once again, I really appreciate you joining. Thank you so much. And go watch Bad Batch. Go watch the trailer for Tales of the Empire. We're doing good this week. Okay, I'm kind of happy. I'm kind of here for it. It's yeah, it's a good feeling. Rolando saying I just finished the last 2 episodes. Really intriguing, right? They did a good job, man. It's good. Chris saying great show, sir. Later on, OBP saying another good one. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much, guys. Once again, appreciate you. And I'll catch you on the next one. All right. Y'all have a good weekend. Take care.